Opinion. Has Trump's tariff tyranny made the case for BRICS stronger? 25 years ago, the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government coined the phrase natural allies to describe the Indo-US relationship. The catchy coinage, used in joint declarations, signaled to the West that India was overcoming its almost endemic post-colonial mistrust of, if not Western, then at least, American dominance. In the ensuing years, the natural allies would become strategic partners. Locked in a diplomatic tango, they would tear up the metaphorical dance floor. Some, so taken by this dalliance between democracies, would urge that New Delhi should shed its inhibitions and enter America's boudoir of strategic intimacy. Even if it meant surrendering strategic autonomy. Fortunately, India didn't forget itself in the moment. The Narendra Modi government, while steering the Indo-US relationship steadily, never abandoned India's non-aligned instincts. Modi's NDA patented its own version called plurilateralism. Friends with all, enemies of none. Trump's punitive tariffs have vindicated those instincts. When the leader of the so-called free world targets India for exercising sovereign choices, such as energy trade with Russia, it reawakens fears of Western conditionality in India. Small wonder that under the onslaught of Trump's pointedly anti-India tariff crusade, Modi is engaging all of India's diplomatic options. At the end of August, he will be attending the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit meeting in China, a country that he hasn't visited since the bitter Galwan clash of 2020. To further assert India's strategic independence, Russian President Vladimir Putin is also being kept on side and is expected to visit India later in the year. Brazil, targeted to the same extent that India has been by Trump, wants BRICS to come together and outflank America to neuter its tariff provocation. These non-West platforms offer India diplomatic flexibility and, with that, elbow room in trade talks with America. Besides, Washington's newfound love for protectionism will incentivize India to hunt for alternative supply chains and forage for independent tech ecosystems. This is not to say that, in terms of substance, this shift is going to be absolute. India is at present much too integrated with Western markets, capital, and defense technology. There's also the comfort of shared values. Moreover, India's Indo-Pacific ambitions still hinge on cooperation with the US, Japan, and Australia. And let's not forget that the logic of the Quad remains centered on balancing China's rise in India's backyard, the Indo-Pacific. That's why, despite the wrinkle in the Indo-US relationship, Trump will be attending the India leg of the Quad summit. Until India acquires a greater degree of parity with China, the non-West will only provide an escape route from Western pressure. It won't be a comprehensive alternative. Swipe left for next video. In the end analysis, consider India's engagement with the non-West, through SCO and BRICS, as a complementary strategy, not a clean break from the West. The Mandarins on Raisin a Hill have read the global chessboard right. They know that the emerging world order is multipolar, not anti-West or pro-West. Latest blogs.